Nancy Gonzalez. Here. John Moreland.
Here.
Francis Reddington.
Here.
Jeff Trular.
Present.
Owen Crowley.
Here.
Dan O'Malley.
Here.
Okay, I, for one, have had no ex parte communications regarding any of the cases before us tonight.
I've had none.
None.
I've had none.
I've had none. I've had none.
I believe we have one set of minutes from the meeting of June 15th that we need to approve.
Yes, I move we approve the minutes from the June 15th meeting.
Second. Been moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. I believe we have some correspondence that we can take care of at the appropriate time.
Regarding each individual case, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no old business. The first item of new business, please.
Board calls case number BOA number 21-100079, applicant owner Samantha Murphy, property address 605 10th Avenue North, parcel ID 174992-0000, legal description lot 6, block 3, each homesites unit 1, current zoning RS1, motion to consider a variance from Land Development Code sections 34-336E1E for lot coverage of 45% in lieu of 35% maximum to allow for a screened porch addition to an existing single-family dwelling.
And you can please allow yourself to be sworn in.
If you guys, are you both going to speak tonight?
No, just me.
Okay.
Sit down.
If you can raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you could state your name and address for the record, and you'll have to speak close to the mic and loudly, please.
Absolutely. Samantha Murphy. I live at 605 10th Avenue North, Jacksonville Beach.
And if you can please explain to the board the nature of the hardship that you're experiencing was created by your property.
Absolutely. So we are in a substandard lot of 7,500 square feet, and we are already at 42% impervious coverage. We're asking to increase our coverage of 45% to add a screen and patio to our backyard.
Can I ask how long you've lived in this house?
2 years.
Okay.
I'm afraid to ask you a question.
Then also, do you have a garage right now?
We do have a garage.
Do you have a garage? You did complete that part of the
Yes.
the
The
request
previous
from-
owners added that in 2005.
Correct, and they were denied a lot coverage, I think, in 2007. I was trying to stand again. Being there 2 years, probably don't answer my question. In 2007, they were denied a lot coverage for 43. Now we're at 42 here in front of us. I take it you really have no back information on that.
Background on that, I apologize.
That's okay. I just, yes, explain that to me.
Any other questions, comments?
Any feedback from your neighbors behind you or anything?
Yes, I submitted a support petition.
You have, which one's that one?
I have extras if you need them.
First one. Okay, this one?
Yes.
Thank you, sorry.
Absolutely. The two people, I have the two houses that back up to us. I have them both sign in support, and all of our neighbors are on those.
Excellent. Okay, thank you.
It's obviously a one-story.
Pardon me?
So obviously a one-story.
No, oh yeah, a one-story screened-in patio. Just our house is kind of. I have pictures if you'd like to see the backyard.
I was already there, so he's got to get the nail.
So, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. You saw me do that? Probably. I saw you drive by. I know if it was on random neighbors, but yeah. Did anybody want to see the photos of backyard? To see where the screen and patio will go?
I don't need to.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, you may be seated. And we have,
Yes, we have one sheet with everybody's name, so I will just read the name of each neighbor and their brief comment. So,
I have a question. Does she have to do that because this is a current record, isn't it, now because we have this? With their names?
Through the chair, I don't think you need to read it into the record because it's already in the record.
oh, all right.
okay, sir.
You can tell how many.
Yeah, I'll just mention that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 separate neighbors, all signed. They all appear to either be on 10th Avenue North or 11th Avenue North. And everybody says they have no issues, no problem, let them do it, hope they can build their patio, etc. And these were all signed, looks like in the last week of June. And that's the only correspondence, public comment, sorry.
So I'm going to call the public hearing to an end and bring the matter back for board for discussion.
Feels like she did a good job in reaching out to her neighbors.
Yeah.
It's a shame the situations that she's over currently from the past residents, but I can't blame that on her.
Right.
But I think it is a model of how we'd like to have people talk to their neighbors and get them to buy into whatever they're doing.
Great.
Well, I move the board approves BOA number 21-100079 based on the standards for variances outlined in section 34-286 of the Land Development Code.
Second. The moved and seconded, any discussion? If not, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Alexi Gonzalez? Yes. Francis Reddington?
Yes.
Jeff Truitt?
Yes?
Owen Crowley?
Yes.
John Mormon?
Yes. Your request has been granted. Next item, please.
Board calls case number BOA number 21-100081, applicant owner Thomas and Robin Rice, property address 725 12th Avenue South, parcel ID 176-753-0150, legal description lot 10, except the west 25 feet, block 118, Oceanside Park, current zoning RS3. Motion to consider a variance from Land Development Code Sections 34-338E2C2 for an interior side yard setback of 0 feet in lieu of 10 feet minimum, 34-338E2C3 for a rear yard setback of 18 feet in lieu of 30 feet minimum, and 34-338E2F for 45% lot coverage in lieu of 35% maximum to rectify existing nonconformities resulting from a paver patio and pergola addition to an existing two-family dwelling.
You can please allow yourself to be sworn in.
If I can have you raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
If you could state your name and address for the record, please.
Thomas Frank Rice, 725 12th Avenue South.
And if you could explain to the board the nature of the hardship that you're experiencing created by your property.
Well, I guess to start with the board, policy is in order. We had hired a licensed contractor in Duval County to do improvements in our backyard. And we were told that everything would be taken care of. And we had done improvements to a property before we moved to Jacksonville Beach in Duval County. And, we were told the same thing, that everything would be taken care of by the licensed contractor. When we closed on the property, and the other property in Duval before we bought this property, everything was all checked out by the deed and real estate, and everything was all in order. In this case, we received a letter saying that the permit was required. So it's my apologies to the board for, we just moved here last year, not doing both my homework here at the beach versus inland Duval. Things may be different. I'm not sure. But we have a 84-year-old mother-in-law that she frequents, and she's had 2 knee replacements, and it's hard for her to walk, and so our purpose was to have a place where she could come out back and enjoy with the family. We could have a step and a solid surface for her to be able to enjoy the backyard with us as well. And we also, our lot size, of course, being a duplex, is 2 units on a standard single house-sized lot. I was also asking to take into consideration that we are Zone X and FEMA flood control as far as impervious coverage.
Any questions, comments from the board?
I take it this project is completed, is that correct?
Yes,
And what size is the lot? I'm trying to read this, is it 50 wide? Or 20, what is your lot size?
25.
25, right? Oh, lot's 50, so you're
it's
at
a half a
25.
lot, right?
25, so you're significantly under the RS3's two-family, it's 60 feet wide. Okay, 60. Yeah, which,
Yeah, I'm like this 40 feet.
yeah, no, it's not. Okay. And have you any conversations with the townhome connected to you? Have you spoken with them? Is there any issues from their part?
They're here and they have, would
She
like
filled
to
out a
speak.
card.
Oh, excellent. That's great.
The pergola, I guess the pergola
Yes,
is
sir.
not an enclosed structure, it just has a roof on it.
And then it's done per the drawings that I submitted, so there's 3-inch space at the headers of the pergola.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your last comment.
The headers that run across the pergola, I think they're spaced, I think 6 inches, 3 or 6 inches apart.
Just the file trim, okay.
Yeah, if this was a standard size lot, we'd be looking at 23% lot coverage.
If the request was approved, not as it,
Yeah.
okay, not just the home. Okay.
Thank you, John.
Just, and just as observation, it's built in 2020, there is, where the driveway meets the road, there is a tendency of pooling there. But I know that was all pre-approved. I don't know if it's a grading problem of the road or when you get heavy rain, in the very front. Which that doesn't have anything to do with that.
Any other comments?
And,
Okay, you may be seated.
Thank you.
And we have two, we have, one card from Katie Classy, 723 12th Avenue South, Jacks Beach. She is in support of the agenda item, but does not wish to address the board. And one email from Eric Littles. He says, "To whom it may concern, my wife Amanda and I live at 729 12th Avenue South in Jacksonville Beach, and we are directly adjacent to 725 12th Avenue South. We are simply writing to say that we support the improvements made at 725 and think it adds value to the neighborhood and request that the board approves their variance. Thank you, Eric and Amanda Littles."
Okay, now call the public hearing to an end. I'll bring the matter back up for discussion.
seems reasonable to me.
Very.
First time, I think we're covering the following.
I think you might be right.
We're on a roll tonight.
Thank you, chairs.
Okay, well, the chair would be glad to entertain a motion if everybody's.
I'll make a motion to approve BOA 21-10081 based on the standards for variance as outlined in section 34-286 of the Land Development Code.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion?
I guess I have a general question. So somebody pulled a permit, they didn't pull a permit, is there any ramifications that
there is a pending building permit for the pergola and the patio, and typically there's a fee above the standard fee for an after-the-fact permit. It's not substantial, but that's pending the outcome with us, of course.
No, claw back, nothing to do with the actual contract.
Contractor who,
That would be between the applicant and the contractor. I'm not positive the contractor who performed the work is the one who's pulling the permit.
Thanks.
But that's a loose end that, is very discouraging.
yeah.
The city has no recourse.
How many we deal with?
Yeah. John has complained about that for the last, how many years?
Well, not all 16 years.
I'm support John's campaign.
It took me a while to really follow.
Good questions, though.
Okay, that said, I'll be glad to entertain a motion.
There is a motion and a second.
Okay. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Alexa Gonzalez,
Yes.
Francis Reddington,
Yes.
Jeff Trular,
Yes.
Ellen Crowley,
Yes.
John Moran.
Yes. Your request is approved. Next item, please.
Board calls case number BOA number 21-100083, applicant Catherine Vieira, agent White Ink Design, Dwayne White, owner Agnes Jazwinski, property address 85 Oakwood Road, parcel ID 178602-0306, legal description, a part of lot 11, block 15, Ocean Forest Unit number 6, current zoning RS1. Motion to consider a variance from Land Development Code Sections 34-336E1C2 for an easterly side yard setback of 8 feet 3 inches in lieu of 10 feet minimum, and 34-336E1E for 38% lot coverage in lieu of 35% maximum to allow for a sitting room addition to an existing single-family dwelling.
Will you please allow yourself to be sworn in?
If you could raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you could state your name and address for the record, please.
Catherine Vieira, 85 Oakwood Road.
And will you explain to the board the nature and hardship created by the property?
The intent of the addition is for my mom to move into the home with my husband and I, and it's to give her an added sitting room, TV room, so that she can maintain as much independence as possible in the home. The addition that was added to the home, the bathroom in that area, the home has a mother-in-law suite with a bedroom and a bathroom, and so we'd like to add a sitting room for her as well, TV room. The existing addition for the bathroom was approved, and I think it was slightly over the variance at that point in time. So we're trying to keep the same line of the house and extend it for the sitting room, which would bring us over the 10-foot buffer by another, I think, 10 inches, the architect said.
I get to the point of request for the side yards, I'm just trying to get myself to the lot coverage when you're 10,000, almost 500 square foot lot in RS1. Just kind of get myself there. And I think, Christian, do you feel that it was calculated, the existing shed was taken out of the calculation when it was recalculated to bring it to 38%?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay. Just trying to help you get that understanding.
It's not a substandard lot.
That's, yeah.
Well, I think it is narrower at the building line,
I agree in that
but that doesn't take into account the lot coverage request.
I follow the side.
Although, you need the extra percent lot coverage in order to bring the line of sight in line with the existing building.
Yes,
So it's created in part by the nature of the house.
correct. And if you look at the diagram, the that. So I think it would be,
Is that removal reflected in the percent lot coverage request?
I don't believe it would be.
I think so, yes. I
Because it
believe
doesn't
so.
shows the thing, I don't believe it would show it. Because when we scaled out,
You're talking about how it sort of creates almost an L where the driveway meets the house? So that little extra part down the right, is that what would be removed?
No, the
Or,
part on the left that's got the X through it,
oh, okay, then yes, that's already been accounted for.
I'm still not sure where we're seeing that being removed on this drawings. Help me understand that a little better, where's that? The driveway,
Very good reflection, but to the left, yeah, X up there.
that's the shed.
No, I'm sorry, this,
Yeah, I was talking, you said you were trimming on the driveway, that's what I was asking. You're looking at that right here.
Could you explain again what exactly is you're proposing to do with the, is it the driveway or the shed that you're talking about?
well, the shed is gone, the shed that has the X through it, we've removed that, so that's
I see
gone.
now.
And then the driveway where there's an X, after the construction is done, we are gonna have that removed as well.
My apologies, I do see what you're referencing now with the L. I see the second sheet.
It's straight
Yeah,
there.
yes, that is reflected in that piece.
Yeah.
So let's look at your 38.
Well, no, up there you see to the left, so there it's already been removed, yeah.
This is-
so the addition is basically 10 by 30?
I believe so, I mean, it should be on his drawing.
Is 10 by 30 VRL?
Yeah, the addition is that, on the left side of the house, to the left of the bay window, that's the addition.
And if we're only going, let's try maybe help understand this next question. If the additional is 133 square feet, you're moving driveway, how are we pushing up? 133 on 10,500 is less than a point and a half. This seems like it should be almost a wash between the driveway and that. I guess the driveway also must have been widened to the right as well, so I drove this calculation up. And it's not a very large addition, we're referencing 133 square feet.
I believe the architect said that the lot and area as it is now is already at 38%.
That's what I'm feeling probably is.
So to add the addition would increase that, obviously, so to compensate that, I mean, our intention is to move that.
You remove the shed and
driveway.
part of the driveway, so basically there's your wash, is what I'm feeling like it looks
Yes.
like.
Correct,
Thank you.
that's the way he explained it to me.
So we're actually trying to make it non-conforming lot conforming.
In a different shape.
Yes, it's already non-conforming by being at 38%, and the existing bathroom addition that was put in 2007, I believe, is over the 10-foot buffer already.
And I'm sorry if you said this already, but when did you purchase the home?
4 months ago?
Oh, okay.
I guess that must be pavement there to the upper left of the, I guess that's sort of southwest corner, south, you know. It says 10 by 30, and it's got a little door opening up to it,
That's a courtyard.
or, but it's cement.
It's pavement, yes, it is.
Right, so I mean, there's the, oh, it is paved.
The area that's like to the left of the garage and in front of the front door?
No,
Is that what you mean?
upper left corner.
Oh, no, there's no pavement in the backyard.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, I misunderstood. There's no pavement in the backyard.
There's going to be.
No, no, it's just the sitting room addition to the left front of the home, and then removal of the driveway extension on the left side.
Okay.
I understand.
Wait, I'm sorry, I just got this last night, is a letter from my next door neighbor directly next resolution, saying that he, is in favor of, the addition.
Can you, well, the part of the case will have ownership of that at that point, is that okay?
I'm sorry?
You can submit it, but it'll be part of the
Okay, yes.
application.
We'll have to keep the
Keep it, I
copies.
think.
Okay, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
You can submit to the clerk.
Any other questions? You may proceed.
Thank you.
All right, and we have one letter. To whom it may concern, I have spoken with Kathy Vieira about the extension she is seeking permission to build onto the east side of her home located at 85 Oakwood Road. I have also read the notice from the city of Jacksonville Beach in regards to the 10-foot boundary rule. After speaking with Kathy and having her explain the proposed extension, I have no objections to the planned extension and believe it will be beneficial to both the aesthetics and value of our neighborhood. Respectfully, Connor Cregan, 91 Oakwood Road, Jacksonville Beach.
And I believe we have no one else who's requested to speak.
Correct.
I'm going to call him into the public hearing and bring the matter back before the board.
I get a little more comfortable with that as a missile wash rather than going from 35 to 38.
On those, that's all.
Yeah. And I'm okay with the side yard setback because of the shape of the lot too.
Agreed.
I'd be supportive of the motion.
I move we approve BOA number 21-10083 based on the standards for a variance as outlined in section 34-286 of the Land Development Code.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? May we please have a roll call vote?
Francis Reddington,
Yes.
Jeff Trudeau,
Yes.
Alexa Gonzalez,
Yes.
Owen Curley,
Yes.
John Moreland.
Yes. Your request has been approved. And our last item of business?
Board calls case number BOA number 21-10085, applicant owner Patrick E. Mulligan, agent Rick Johnston, property address 533 10th Avenue North, parcel ID 174-990-0000, legal description lot 4, block 3, beach home sites, unit 1, current zoning RS1. Motion to consider a variance from Land Development Code sections 34-336E1G for the following accessory structure setbacks. Existing paver patio and walkways situated 0 feet from the westerly property line and an existing shed situated 3 feet from the westerly property line and 4 feet from the rear property line, all in lieu of 5 feet minimum, and 34-336E1E for 51% lot coverage in lieu of 35% maximum to rectify an existing non-conforming paver patio, walkway, and storage shed, and to construct a swimming pool for an existing single-family dwelling.
Good evening.
Sir?
Rick Johnson.
I'll need you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Name and address for the record, please.
Rick Johnston, 3528 Ocean Drive South.
If you could please describe the nature of the hardship created by the property?
The hardship is a substandard RS1 lot. My friends, the Mulligans, they wanted to put a pool in. We engaged in the process, went and got a survey, identified all of our variable non-conformities, if you will. This existing shed, the setbacks not being conforming, the paver walkway, the paver driveway, just the general flavor of the overall lot coverage. It was our intent to submit a variance, disclose all of those nonconformities, and work to give the Mulligans a conforming piece of property that they could forward a survey to their pool contractor, and they could submit for permit and proceed with that construction. The Mulligans have owned this home for a very long time. Their last variance for an addition was in 2004. And I don't think the main objective is just to clean this up so we can have a workable, approved survey so we can move forward to the pool. So to that, I think I would defer to the board to give us direction on the accessory structure of the shed that's existing, and also all the pavers that are down. I do question the zero on the paver walkway, zero setback. The survey clearly shows it. I mean, it's not a zero, there's a little bit. And that's, I think on the follow-up survey that's submitted by the pool contractor will more clearly delineate what those setbacks are. It kind of gets bungled up between the property line, the fence post, the edge of the pavers. I mean, I personally walked it and there's space there, so troubling.
So you're saying that the city is wrong and your pool guy is right?
Or else the fence,
No, I'm not saying the surveyor, I'm not saying the city was wrong, I'm saying that this survey does not show zero setback on the brick pavers. So I don't know where the zero setback comes from on the disclosure.
I guess the smallest point where it comes close to the fence or wherever that property line is pretty tight.
It is pretty tight, I will agree with that.
And then it goes to the closest location, I assume, anywhere on that whole delineate your lineage, so.
Right. So I'd be my advice to direct the surveyor to, give those call outs on the go forward submittal for their survey.
Okay. Just for your information, we've never approved 51% lot coverage. Okay?
Okay.
So you understand that.
Okay?
Okay? Never.
And I guess, I saw the proposed pool, and there's just standard coping around, there's not gonna be any kind of request for, or completion of any kind of decking on this pool, I see.
AstroTurf.
Astroturf, okay, that works. Thank you, have an answer, that's good.
We've been using it quite a bit lately, it's a great product, and
Good to hear,
so
curious to see what it works.
aggressively pursuing permeable solutions.
I will share with, the Mulligans have been there for, I guess, some period of time, since 2002, and they seem to understand the process of what is required in Jacksonville Beach, and here we are, non-compliant, just kind of, trying to understand that.
And we got 2 variances.
Yeah. They said they've,
How did they get?
Exactly.
how do we get from here?
So, I mean, I could speak to it, having went through the variance process several times over the past, dozen or so years here, different various properties and so forth. But sometimes people wouldn't submit the driveway. Sometimes they wouldn't put the shed on the survey. And I don't know specifically in this instance, but I don't think the level of detail or disclosure previously, years ago, is as good as it is now. So that was our intent, to put it all out there, put it before the board, say here's where we're at, here's what we got, let's clean it up.
And do you know if the adjustments to the property that are causing the nonconformities now were made after his previous variances were
I can't
approved?
speak to that, no ma'am, I do not know.
And I asked this question earlier, but I didn't think, well, can I get the pool permit if there's outstanding variances? That's what I was just trying to understand, because
Well, initially they sent in a pool, they talked to the pool contractor, they did a survey, I said, whoa, you have issues, you have to clean up on your lot before you're gonna get a permit, or it's just gonna get kicked right back out. When you turn in the
So the
survey.
pool company said that?
Pardon me?
The pool company said that?
No, they
Oh,
talked to the
okay.
the pool company did not say that.
I'm sorry, I said what the pool company said.
I said time out. Don't spend any money, let's figure this out before we do anything.
We've had a bad time with the pool company.
Let me just say,
Yeah, exactly, right.
Okay, sorry. Could you live with 49%?
We could live with 49%.
Any other comments, questions?
We do have neighbors, so I guess that question.
I have a letter of support that I'd like to get from Mulligan Security from your neighbors that have 13 people that have signed in support.
We already have.
That's already
Yeah,
been worked
right.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if there are no more questions, you may sit down.
Okay.
You comment about the petition?
About this? Yes, so we do have that one letter. The applicant, Patrick Mulligan of 533 10th Avenue North, is requesting a variance to memorialize adjustments to a non-conforming platted lot of record. In doing so, Mr. Mulligan has discussed the request with his neighbors, and the signatures below substantiate support for the variance request. The items listed below were presented to the neighbors consistent with the submitted variance request currently before the Board of Adjustment. adjust lot coverage from 35 to 51% as shown on attached survey, incorporate accessory structure shed for lawn equipment, provide for swimming pool which is not yet built but will be once the parcel is brought into compliance via the variance process. Respectfully, Patrick Mulligan. And he has 11 neighbor signatures, all on, it appears they're all on 10th or 11th Avenue North. And that's the only letter.
Now I'll call the public hearing to an end, bring the matter back up to front.
He's accepting 49, and if we do 49 on a 7,500 square foot lot, seems reasonable. I mean, just correcting all the other things is one of the,
I think the worries is how they got that way.
it's an understanding process.
And I know that we don't know, Christian, I don't think we know when any of those pavers were put down, but is the current lot coverage factoring in only partial percentage coverage for pavers, or are they a kind of paver that's down now that's not, where that's not applicable?
I'm not aware of the type of pavers. There are certain pavers that are considered pervious, but they have to be designed to be. So without that information, this is counting as 100%.
Okay, so it's possible that there is more pervious coverage than,
If they were, I mean, there's an installation process that goes with that product as well, so without necessarily taking it up and verifying that, it might be something that they could look at if they want to have that walkway or, patio, but at this point, to achieve it, they're probably going to have to take some of that up, because there's no way for us to verify that.
okay.
At least up front, it looks like brick paper.
And it says that on the survey, I just wasn't sure if that was, what that terminology meant specifically.
Well, I'll be more than willing to entertain a motion.
I will try. I make a motion to approve EOA 21-100085 for 49% lot coverage in lieu of 51% lot coverage, as outlined in sections 34-286 of the Land Development Code. And this does not, I'm sorry. Special circumstances and conditions do not result from the actions of this applicant.
Before someone seconds it, does he have to also list the other items that we're accepting in the, because you only do cover 49, you cover the rest of the variances, what are we saying?
We want to make another motion.
No, I'm saying, I just want to make sure it's on the record, properly record, so I just heard it only said 49.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, so your motion is just for 49, so the lot coverage
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
Okay, so make sure I heard that right.
That's right.
Okay, there's been a motion made, is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion?
So this motion is for only the 49% lot coverage, all the other things will be stricken from the request.
Yes, sir.
Okay, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Jeff Trueheart,
Yes.
Alexa Gonzalez,
Yes.
Francis Reddington,
Yes.
Owen Curley,
Yes.
John Warren.
No. The ag request is modified. I believe that brings our meeting to an end.
Yes, sir.
We have our next meeting.
Tuesday, July 20th.
Thank you.
And it's for
Four pages. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. And again, thanks to our police department for being here, helping us all feel secure.